Hi viewers, Andrew back again and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a review video. Basically this year I'm wanting to get into reviewing some of my collection. Not necessarily the new release stuff that everyone's reviewing here on YouTube, but some of my older catalogue titles and the less talked about films in my collection that I really love, that I just want to review, talk about, and hopefully get you guys into. So today's review is going to be based on Logan's Run, where I talk about the film, the characters, and the Blu-ray itself. So as you can see, this is the Blu-ray version of the film. It's a Warner Brothers release, so it is region free. The running time is an hour and 18 minutes, and I'll show the back of the case there. Special features wise, which I haven't checked out yet, there's a commentary, a vintage featurette looking at the 23rd century, which is basically the set design, which stupidly is actually the main reason why I'm just talking about this or reviewing this film, and I haven't seen it but I'll definitely be checking that one out, and the theatrical trailer. So Logan's Run is a 1976 sci-fi film starring Michael York, who plays a character in the film called Logan 5. Now he's a Sandman, and basically it's the Sandman's task to capture runners at the age of 30 in the city, which is set in the year 2274. Everyone lives in this domed city. It's like a safe haven, everyone's protected, lives in harmony, that sort of thing. But at the age of 30 you're sent to the carousel, sent up and basically reborn. And there's certain characters throughout the film that don't really accept this fate, and they try and run, and it's up to the Sandman to capture them, and Logan 5 is one of the Sandmen. Anyway, one day he's actually tasked to basically find out what happens to the people that actually escaped. He's sent to find the sanctuary, and he becomes a runner himself. So that's the basic plot of the storyline. I thoroughly enjoyed the story, probably for the first hour to hour and 15 minutes, but the last 45 minutes to 30 minutes of the film just became kind of dull and uninteresting, and the ending really felt rushed. Basically they meet a character in the last 40 to 30 minutes of the film, who was pretty poorly implemented. I thought they could have done a much better job with the character himself, and I can understand he was a pretty important character to the overall story and the ending of the film, but I just felt that he was pretty poorly implemented and didn't come across on screen to be really interesting at all, and it basically let the film down in my opinion. But other than that, the storyline was pretty good, but it's not the main reason that I want to talk about this film. The main reason for my review today is the set design. From the moment I put this film in and first saw the Dome City sci-fi setting, I was immediately mesmerized and pretty much blown away. I don't think a sci-fi city setting has intrigued me as much as this one has. Everything just from the wide shot, landscape shots outside the dome, seeing the whole city in its entirety, the monorails whizzing by, looked really impressive for the time. And then there was like a lot of close-up shots of the monorail, which looked absolutely phenomenal. Definitely for the time this film was made, the set design is ahead of its time and looked absolutely brilliant. Now for the interiors, it looked stunning in HD. It definitely had that really clean, crisp, white, sterile, classic sci-fi look to it, which I absolutely loved. And I could definitely live in a place like this, I think. I often wonder in the future, is this what cities are going to be like? But that's another discussion in itself. I do believe that the interior of the film was actually shot in a shopping mall, but I'm not entirely sure. But it sort of looked like it from the overall look of the set and the escalators and the lobby areas and stuff like that, balconies and that. But yeah, I honestly don't think I've been that impressed with a sci-fi film set as I have with this. There was just something about it that jumped out to me, and I've been constantly thinking about it in the past 3 days after watching the film for the first time. The other thing that I quickly wanted to mention was the transfer. As I said before, well, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, the actual sci-fi city and interior shots looked absolutely phenomenal in HD. They really looked good, but often the character shots, like the shots of the characters, looked pretty grainy, and I think they could have probably done a slightly better job with some of the parts of the transfer, but it was sort of neither here nor there considering the age of the film. But if you've seen this film, I'd love to hear your comments about it. How did you find the sci-fi city setting? Were you impressed with the domed city at all? Did you love it as much as I do? Yeah, so I think while the storyline was pretty good, but it had a weak ending, I still think if you're a fan of set design, this film is well worth watching for that alone. So that's my quick review of Logan's Run. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and until next time, thank you for watching.